Ah, Breeze, everyone's favorite map. A huge, open-spaced hellhole that's a lurker's dream and a rotator's nightmare. It's a map perfect for agents like Cypher that can get info on multiple parts of the map while having readily deployable smokes to cross dangerous areas. Sadly, in ranked, we can't always guarantee getting that big hat fella on our team, but surely in pro play we can. Well, apparently not, because in Shanghai Masters opening match, T1 refused to pick Cypher on Breeze. This is confusing because in the playoffs before Shanghai, literally every other team in every other region plays Cypher on Breeze, except T1 and Genji. Here, I'll show you. NA, we're all playing Cypher. EU, yep, still Cypher. China, well, I'll give you a hint. It's Cypher, baby. APAC is the only region that didn't play Cypher on Breeze. Most regions agree on the core 3 staples to Breeze: Viper, Cypher, and Sova. The last 2 slots on the team are pretty flexible depending on what you want to accomplish. EU, for example, tends to lean towards double initiator with KO and a single duelist, while other teams favor double duelist or double controller compositions. Yet T1 insists on running no Cypher and going double duelist and double controller. Yep, it's as awful as it sounds. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look at the rounds and I'll show you why.
Icy creeping forward, missing the timing there as Icy gets himself in behind Yellow, but manages to strike. Jenna going to be taken down, but Icy quick to respond. Both Vipers now out of the equation. See how they fare as Recon darts going to be exchanged on either side, but side player with another headshot puts Icy down. And Yoru, that duel is now taken out of the equation here for the side of G2. Good answering fire, that finds Saya player. Carpe now going to be eliminated as well. As it's just Excurate. The new IGL here for the side of T1, pulls back, catches a decent timing there, drifting away. Ping's coming down, trying to suss out where exactly he is. He's swinging around the backside here, up pyramid, looking for the catch. Manages to find the headshot. Wall now going to be going across. Tap onto the spike, retap coming through. He closes the distance, the gap a little bit more here in the center, but it's Valen swing.
So the game starts off just what you would expect. T1 with an aggressive push, and G2 with an easy read and stop on the hit. But what about round 2?
Try to get crossfires, try to win picks. Has the dash popped.
Dash popped, and Trent just waiting behind. Just pushes right into his crosshair. Trent, an easy opening kill found. They're just slow creeping their way up now. Here onto the side. Looking for the clear out, but Gun going to be spotted. Isu going to be taken down. Excurate still staying stuck here. Trying to see if he can come up with a surprising kill, and what is that? The back comes up with 2 quick eliminations, grabs the gun, but that shock dart is absolutely devastating. Spike still not yet planted. Wall coming up to try to buy them a little bit of extra space. Excurate wanting to try to get that gun, grabs the bulldog, manages to transfer yet again! Now on for the ace, he's got Rossi there as backup. The outlaw in hand, can he find it? He does!
So T1 do end up winning this round, but once we break it down, we'll see why that's actually not such a great thing. So we see T1 doing a similar thing here. We have 4 of us towards A side, and Viper holding for like a lurk. It's kind of awkward for Viper to hold a lurk because we don't have a trip here. Someone could just walk up mid. Someone could just walk up elbow, timing our Viper while she's looking left into main. So it's pretty awkward for Rossi here, and we're going to see why it feels awkward for Rossi in the mid round. So side player is walking up halls here. This is a little bit different from before.
Trent is going to be sending out the drone here.
But this is like extremely dangerous for side player.
In the meantime, has got
Like,
himself on a fairly...
Normally halls is pretty dangerous, and it's still pretty annoying to deal with as defenders. But with Cypher, this is much easier for our team to deal with. Cypher again has this cam up here, can watch main, can watch elbow, so G2 doesn't have to worry about B site right now. They don't have to worry about B side at all. They have one person that can look everywhere pretty safely and call for the rotates if needed. The only place that G2 has to worry about is A, bomb site, and here. There's 2 places that they have to play. Then they can flood out together. So side player is just gonna walk into a trap.
Deep line, working his way all the way up hall.
This is something that he loves to do. He loves
Trent comes back up to the rafters here, and now Valen and Trent have a crossfire. If anyone does come up through mid to try to go for a lurk play, they might get one, but they're immediately going to get traded. And side player doesn't get it either. Backstabs by Trent, and so T1 feel forced to to go out for their hit on Eco Buy.
Up now. Here onto the side.
And now it's just a 4v5 take onto site.
Still staying stuck here. Trying to see if he comes up with
Now, we know how this plays out. Xcurate gets a hero around here, but this is essentially the whole entire story of T1's comp. They don't have good defaulting because they lost Cypher, so their comp is very one-dimensional, and they have very low margin of error. And this forces, and at this level of play, this forces T1 to have miracle rounds every single round that they get a win. Someone has to pop off. So in this round, Xcurate gets like an ace. In other rounds, people will get miracle 3Ks or 4Ks in situations that they should definitely not get. So that was great and all, but T1 wasn't even on a full buy. So let's take a look at a round where T1 throws the full force of their aggressive comp at G2.
T1 can get some damage on. Here we go. Dimensional drift in.
One orb away here is Carpet for that Hunter's Fury. Does he scoop it up? Looks like so far, no. Doesn't have that to try to couple in with this, so for now it is just going to be a straight up scouting mission. 2 players going to be spotted here. The back yellow. Exits the portal, hit onto the door, tries to go for the flash. A rough go of it here. Neural Theft now going to be invested. Saya at risk, has to try to reposition. As that is going to be Harbor Alt coming through now to try to slow up the approach. Jonah, that timing, swinging on that corner. Immediately, Fallon clean with a headshot. Carpet gets taken down. Rossi trying to hold. He's only good for 1. And now it is all on Xcurate. Once again, this time a 1v3. Time ticking on his side. Can he nail the shots? Can he shut them down? He's spotted a pixel out of place. Catches 1.
So here we're going to go into round 5. And like I said earlier, T1's comp is just very readable. If there's anyone going to lurk, it's probably going to be like maybe one of the duelists, or Rossi playing Viper. Otherwise, T1's really just committing to do heavy site hits through main. If they go for lurks, they're just going to get out lurked by Astra, Yoru, Cypher, stuff like that. So T1's looking for a heavy site hit here. They have, they have Harbor Alt and Yoru Alt. And so they're just going to look for using Harbor Util to smoke off everything with Viper Wall. And then the Yoru Alt to go through, getting info. And if anyone's playing site by themselves, they're just going to get hit by the Harbor Alt plus the Jet follow-up Duelist and the Sova Util. So we're probably going to see G2 play off-site as soon as they hear the Yoru.
Everything squared up economically finally.
So we got the Yoru Alt coming in. Both Cypher and Viper start backing up once they hear the Yoru. Get the Jet dash, back up, wait for the team. We're gonna do a set flood together. And so, like I said earlier, T1 can't just put the bomb down and play from in. G2 has Viper, and Viper does like default walls usually. But then we also have Astra, and Astra can just smoke off the A main choke point here. And so we don't have enough mollies to like threaten the post plant. So T1 kind of has to push on the site. But because we all come through main and we don't really have a threat of a lurk, G2's not really scared or anything. We already have Hall's control. We already are back site here. And then we have Valen on the flank who's going to clear mid. So it's like, it's tough for T1 here. So Izu has to push out, which is why he's making this play. And he just gets unlucky here. And now, like the rest of the round just plays out. T1 has to play for aggressive plays. They get Astral walled off, so they can't even play like bricks or anything like that. And they have no space. We already have G2 playing doors. We have halls and we have backside. And we're G2 has nothing to play, or T1 has nothing to play on site. They have like back pyramid and middle pyramid, and they're about to get flanked by our Sova as well. T1's comp just doesn't allow them for like any map control or room. We're just getting crunched. Here we're gonna look at a round where, because of T1's comp, G2 just gets to easily read what T1 wants to do and respond accordingly.
But having that one loss, having only one more series, that blanket, it's not good, but now Knives out. Rush forward, Icy gonna be taken down, but Saya player traded out. The 1-for-1 in that exchange is Izu just going to be caught.
This is going to be B. They haven't felt any pressure through mid or anything like that. Damage going to be done. Carpe, good for one.
Good a readjustment. Knows where Trent was at, but see how he survives this. 15 HP. Carpe in a very committed position at the moment here. And Hunter's Fury would like to have that potentially for the post plant, but also you do have Jonah swooping his way around towards Beach, working his way up. We'll have a nice long sightline there in window, but now Execute going to be taken down. Rossi, last one standing. A little bit whiffy there on the opening shot, not able to find the instant punish, and now it's taken down to 1 HP.
So round 5 is just another great read from G2, but one of the nice things for G2 and why I feel like they're so successful in this is, like I said, T1's comp is pretty one-dimensional, and G2's comp allows for a more flexibility and to take risks without it being like that big of a deal. So what are they doing here? They know that T1 is possibly going to be like on a half buy. They have Jet 9, so they're probably going to get aggressive somewhere. And the only places that they're going to get aggressive through early is probably going to be through one of the mains. And so usually what we're going to do as G2, we're going to get aggressive on one side of the map with our Yoru and some other util. So in this case, it's Astra. And on the other side of the map, wherever it's going to be that round, we're going to have our Cypher play back site with another friend that can quick rotate if it ends up not being their site, with a camera posted up that can watch 2 entrances so that we can play aggressive on the other side of the map. And we're just going to do this constantly to figure out what the hell T1's doing. And once we know what T1's doing, then we're just going to play accordingly on the map as G2. And this is the power of Cypher on Breeze. The Breeze is a huge map, and if you don't know what's going on, then it feels super dangerous and your team feels super paralyzed and you get no space and you just get crunched on. That's what keeps happening to T1 here. So in this case, G2 has a really cool set play for the beginning of the round. We'll see right here.
Here in Swiss, you're sitting pretty, but having that one loss, having only one more series.
We got a Yoru flash come out with a trade from Astra. Now we know where Jet is. We saw Harbor, and then we haven't seen the other 3 people. But what we do have is we have Trips Halls, we have a camera here, and we have Viper alt. We killed one in elbow right here. So all we know we need to do, and this was Leaf is going to be doing right now, we're going to rotate and play heavy on B side. If they split through mid, then we have 2 people. We have 2 people mid. We can fast rotate to the backside of A, help Viper because Viper's controlling main.
Traded out. The 1-for-1 in that exchange is just going to be caught.
So we get to pick mid.
Presence up here in mid. Trent over at
so it's just like T1. It's a minute 23 seconds into the round. What's happening? All 3 of them are here. We know a couple people are mid. We know someone's B. We don't know. We don't have any info if Viper has lurked up because we don't have a trip here that we normally would have. We don't have any info, and so T1 feels pressured here. Feels so much pressure. You can't just like you want to back up, but you don't want to back up, re-clear this, and then die to some random angle from mid. Maybe Viper's in our spawn now and is holding back here. Like we don't know what's going on, and so what is T1 going to do? We're just going to hit the side that we're on. That's the safest thing to do.
Now the man advantage here for
and that's what they do. It's like, oh, well, we're already here. We don't know if anyone's lurking. We don't know where Cypher is. We don't know where Viper is. I guess we'll just stay here and we'll hit the site. And it just keeps going from there. T1 do manage to string together a few rounds with some more miracle plays, like Izu's 3K in round 7.
Will fall. Leaf coming up with that kill. Izu finally able to find a kill here. Knows that that's going to be the fake out. Pushing towards him. The dink in. Now can he get the third? Spray the...
Or Carpe's 4K in round 8.
Some of these footsteps, but can he hold the line? Catches the first one. The swing in from Jonah. Shut down. Carpe still suspecting a third and final player. Now sees the shoulder. Valen before. Still very much to try to give him the opportunity, but they want this gun out of his hands, and they will take.
But after that, it pretty much goes downhill from there. The Cypher discrepancy just becomes so much more apparent as the game goes on, especially when G2's on attack and T1's on defense. The lack of info just allows Leaf to just go rampant, and whenever he gets a Neuro Theft off, well, you can see for yourself.
3 more! Does he get the 4th? Of course he does! He is unstoppable. Saya tries to go for the challenge, but he cannot. It's another ace.
Look, T1, I respect you for trying to break the meta. Hell, my favorite team to watch is Paper X, and they're always doing wacky stuff. But just play Cypher. At least until after Shanghai when the map rotation happens. And then hopefully Riot will never take Breeze back into map rotation ever again.